You ever notice that right before something amazing happens in your life, everything seems to fall apart? The weight increases, the road turns rough, and suddenly you start wondering if you've even been walking in the right direction. But listen, this is not the moment to quit. This is the moment to recognize that God is positioning you for something far greater than what you can currently see. When God is preparing to bless you beyond anything you've imagined, He doesn't hand it to you without shaping you first. No, He will shake your world, strip away what shouldn't stay, stretch your faith, and strengthen your patience because what He's getting ready to release is too big for the old version of you to manage. So if you're facing challenges, if things feel unstable, if you sense you're standing on the edge of something but can't fully grasp it yet, pay close attention. When God is about to move powerfully, He begins revealing 7 unmistakable signs. Life has a way of testing you the hardest when you're closest to breakthrough. Ever realize that just when you sense a new level approaching, just when you feel that shift in your spirit, everything seems to go wrong? The pressure rises, attacks appear out of nowhere. Battles show up that you never signed up for. But this isn't coincidence, it's not misfortune, it's a sign. The enemy doesn't waste his energy on people who pose no threat. If you weren't nearing something big, if you weren't stepping into a season of favor, you wouldn't feel this kind of resistance. The pressure you feel is evidence that you're close. The enemy knows he cannot stop what God has ordained for you, but he will attempt to distract you, discourage you, and derail you long enough to make you quit before you step into it. Maybe people are turning their backs on you. Maybe you've been misunderstood, lied about, or mistreated by the very ones you trusted. Maybe your finances have taken a hit and you're wondering how you'll make it through. Maybe everything that could go wrong seems to be going wrong at the same time. And in that moment, your heart whispers, God, why is this happening? But the better question is, God, what are you preparing me for? Because God never allows pressure without purpose. When gold is refined, it faces fire. When diamonds are formed, they endure extreme pressure. When a tree prepares to grow taller, its roots must dig deeper. And when God is about to elevate you, He allows opposition that feels overwhelming, not to break you, but to build you. This is not the moment to collapse. This is the moment to recognize that your blessing is closer than it's ever been. Think about every great figure in Scripture who received something extraordinary. Before David ever wore the crown, he was hunted like a criminal. Before Joseph ruled Egypt, he was betrayed and thrown into prison. Before Jesus rose in power, he was crucified. The path to greatness has never been smooth. The road to destiny is never free of obstacles. The enemy uses fear, doubt, and hardship to convince you that you're unworthy of what God has promised. It's easy to get discouraged when everything seems to fall apart. It's easy to believe you misheard God. But remember, before the breakthrough, there is always a breaking point. Before the victory, there is always a battle. Before the miracle, there is always a moment that looks impossible. That's why you cannot quit now. If you feel the weight of opposition, if the challenges feel too heavy, understand this is not the ending of your story. You are not under attack because you're losing. You are under attack because you're winning. You're not being tested because you're weak. You're being tested because you're stronger than you realize. The greater the calling, the greater the resistance. The bigger the blessing, the bigger the battle. You were built for this. Then comes that moment in life when doors you once walked through easily suddenly slam shut. Opportunities that looked guaranteed disappear without warning. People you depended on pull away. Plans you were confident in crumble right in front of you. Your natural instinct is to panic, to wonder what you did wrong, to question why everything is slipping through your fingers. But let me tell you something. Closed doors are just as divine as open ones. When God is preparing to give you something big, when He's elevating you, He starts removing whatever cannot go with you into that next level. He closes doors that would have led you in the wrong direction. He cuts off relationships that would have held you hostage in a season you were never meant to stay in. And sometimes He won't offer an explanation. He simply closes the door and expects your faith to trust Him. It hurts when things don't work the way you thought they would. Maybe the job you believed was yours didn't work out. Maybe you gave your all to someone who walked away. Maybe something you were building collapsed unexpectedly. In those moments, the heart cries, God, why? But the wiser question is, God, what are you making space for? Every closed door is preparation for something better. God sees what you don't. He knows what looks good but would trap you. He knows what feels right but would slow you down. He knows who smiles in your face but does not carry your best interest in their heart. So He removes, He redirects, He clears the path. And even though it doesn't feel good, it is necessary. Think about it. If your hands were still full of what God removed, where would you place the blessing He's preparing? If you were still tied to the old, how would you step into the new? God is making space for greater, but He can't fill what you refuse to empty. Trust the process. Closed doors aren't rejection, they're redirection. When you embrace that truth, you stop forcing doors open. You stop begging people to stay. You stop chasing opportunities that were never aligned with your destiny. Instead, you walk forward with confidence. Knowing what's ahead is better than anything behind you. Then there comes a season where everything feels unfamiliar, even though your surroundings haven't changed. You wake up in the same place, follow the same routines, talk to the same people, but something inside feels different, off, unsettled. It's like your soul is whispering, you don't belong here anymore. The things that once excited you don't move you. Conversations you once enjoyed feel empty. Goals you chased now seem meaningless, and no matter what you do, something inside still feels incomplete. That isn't random emotion. That is God stirring your spirit. When God is preparing to elevate you, He refuses to let you stay comfortable in a place you've outgrown. He will not allow you to settle in a season that was never meant to be permanent. He places a holy restlessness inside of you, a push forward even when you can't see the destination. You might try to drown it out, stay busy, convince yourself nothing is wrong. But the restlessness persists. It wakes you in the middle of the night. It sits heavy in quiet moments. It reminds you that you were created for more, even if more is still unclear. This feeling isn't meant to frustrate you. It's meant to prepare you. God is shifting your season, and He needs your spirit ready before He moves your circumstances. But here's the choice you face. You can resist it, clinging to what's familiar, even if your soul no longer fits there. Or you can lean into it, trusting that the discomfort is the beginning of transformation. God is calling you higher, which means releasing whatever no longer aligns with your purpose. Growth is never easy. But staying somewhere your spirit has outgrown is even harder. Deep down, you already know the truth. You weren't created to shrink yourself. You weren't designed to stay stuck. You were meant to expand, rise, and step into greater. This restlessness is God saying it's time. Another sign God is about to give you something big is when people start leaving your life. At first, it might not make sense. Friends you've walked with for years drift away. Relationships that once felt strong weaken. People who promised to be in your corner begin to distance themselves. You wonder what you did wrong, but understand this. Not everyone is meant to go where God is taking you. When God elevates you, He doesn't just bless you, He protects the blessing. Sometimes that means removing people before they sabotage what He's building in you. Some relationships are seasonal, and when their time expires, God allows circumstances to shift so they naturally fade, not because they're evil, but because their role in your story is complete. Losing people hurts. You may question yourself, but this is not rejection. It's protection. God is clearing your path for something better, something bigger, something divine. Some people love the old version of you, the one who played small, doubted often, and lived in cycles God is now breaking. But the refined version God is forming, that version will intimidate some. It will expose others. It will outgrow many. And instead of rising with you, they choose to leave. And that's okay. Let them. Elevation requires separation. God removes who cannot be trusted with your future. So don't cling. Don't chase. Trust Him. What He's preparing for you is far greater than what you're losing. Another sign is unusual confirmations. These moments aren't random. They're God speaking directly to you. You might hear the same message repeatedly from a sermon, a friend, a song, or even a stranger's words. Suddenly, everything aligns, pointing you in the same direction. You may feel a deep peace about something that doesn't make sense logically. Others may question it, but something in your spirit quietly says, "This is right." The still settled knowing. That's God confirming He's already ahead of you. Then come the dreams, the visions, the sudden God-inspired ideas, thoughts that feel too clear, too timely, too powerful to be coincidence. These are not imagination. These are divine signals. God knows doubt will whisper. He knows the enemy will try to confuse you. So He sends confirmation after confirmation until you can't deny His guidance. But you must pay attention. God is always speaking. But are you listening? When you start noticing these confirmations, don't dismiss them. Thank God for them and act on them. His confirmation isn't just comfort, it's instruction. Another sign is when your faith is stretched like never before. Not gentle challenges, deep, soul-shaking tests that make you question everything. Tests that hit your plans, relationships, finances, confidence, and stability all at once. These are the moments where real refinement happens, where faith grows muscles. It may feel like everything is collapsing. Opportunities slip away. Relationships break. Plans unravel. Fear creeps in. But hear this, God is not punishing you. He is preparing you. He is removing what cannot go into your next season. He is training your faith to stand even when the path is unclear. Faith is not proven when life is smooth. Faith is proven in the storm, in the uncertainty, in the darkness where nothing makes sense and yet you still trust. This is the test. Will you quit? Will fear take over? Or will you stand knowing God is still in control? God watches how you handle this season. If you stay faithful now, you'll be ready when the breakthrough arrives. The blessing you've prayed for isn't just about receiving, it's about becoming. You must become someone capable of carrying the weight of it. The bigger the blessing, the bigger the test, the higher the calling, the deeper the refinement. If you're in the fire, don't quit. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. And finally, when God is about to release something big, unexpected opportunities appear. Doors you knocked on for years swing open suddenly. Connections appear out of nowhere. People you've never met recommend you. Paths you never considered become clear. These moments are not accidents. They are divine alignment. Often, they won't look like what you expected. They may require courage, risk, or stepping into unfamiliar territory. The opportunity itself is not just the blessing. The blessing is in your willingness to say yes. If you're too attached to how you assumed things should happen, you might miss what God is doing right now. These opportunities require faith. Faith to step out, to move forward, to trust God even without the full picture. When God prepares you for something big, He places doors before you, then watches to see if you trust Him enough to walk through. So hear this: the challenges you're facing, the doors that closed, the restlessness inside you, the people who left, the confirmations you keep hearing, the tests you're enduring, the opportunities showing up unexpectedly. All of it is part of God's process. None of it is random. None of it is wasted. It's you are not being abandoned. You are being positioned. Every obstacle is a sign that breakthrough is near. And when that moment comes, you won't just step into a blessing. You'll step into the destiny God has been preparing for you all along.